Imagine sharing 22 years of your life with someone only to have your entire world shattered in a single moment. How do you handle a truth that wasn't just hidden, but buried beneath a lifetime of love and trust? Well, today, I've got a story that will leave you breathless. So, stay with me while I cook up something warm and comforting, because this one, will shake you to the core. You're listening to Podcast with Sheila, where real life experiences inspire real life lessons. Now, let's get right in.
Don't play with it, don't be the size.
The kitchen smelled of rosemary and garlic, Mary's favorite roasted chicken recipe, one she had made countless times for her family. She hummed softly, wiping her hands on her apron. Tonight felt peaceful. She loved evenings like this. The chaos of homework upstairs, the occasional crash followed by, "Mom, it was an accident." All the beautiful sound of family life. Then, the front door opened. She turned, smiling. "Hey, love, dinner's almost ready," she called. But something was wrong. James stood frozen in the doorway, his eyes glassy, his face pale. "Mary, we need to talk." The warmth of the kitchen turned cold. Mary felt her heart skip. That phrase, the one everyone dreads. She dried her hands slowly, her eyes searching for his face. "What's going on?" she asked, her voice steady but laced with unease. James hesitated, his Adam's apple bopping. Then he said it, the words that would fracture the foundation of their life. "I don't want to stay married. I'm gay." The world stopped. The bubbling pot, the distant sounds of cartoons from the living room, even the ticking of the kitchen clock. Everything fell into a deafening silence. Mary's knees felt weak, and she gripped the counter for support. "What?" she whispered, her voice barely escaping her lips. James' eyes brimmed with tears. "I never wanted to hurt you. I've fought this for years, but I can't do this anymore. I can't live a lie, Mary." The room felt too small, too hot, and too cold all at once, her heart pounding painfully. 22 years, 4 children, family holidays, Sunday dinners, Christmas morning, all a lie? "Since when, James?" she managed, her voice trembling. His eyes darted to the floor. "I've known before we married. I thought I could bury it. I thought marrying you, building this life, our family, would make it all go away. But it didn't. And it's not fair to you. It's not fair to any of us." Mary's hand found the back of a chair, gripping it until her knuckles turned white. "Not fair," she choked. "You let me build my life with you, raise 4 children, thinking we were something we weren't." Her voice cracked under the weight of betrayal. James stepped forward, his face drenched in regret. "I love you, Mary. I love you as the mother of my children, as a best friend, but not the way you deserve." Mary's breath quickened. Anger, hurt, confusion, a storm of emotions swelled, too wild to control. "So, what now, James?" Her voice was sharp, raw. "You dropped this bomb and walk away?" James' face crumbled. "I don't want to walk away from the kids, from you. I want us to find a way forward somehow." A sharp laugh escaped her lips, bitter and broken. A way forward? Her voice rose. You've blown up our entire life. What way forward do you see? Suddenly, a small voice from the stairs pierced the tension. Mom? Dad? Are you fighting? Mary's chest heaved as she turned to see their youngest, Lily, her wide eyes filled with confusion. Behind her, their eldest, Daniel, stood stiffly, his jaw tight. He had heard. James' voice softened immediately. No, sweetheart, just talking. But the damage was done. The night stretched long. The children, despite reassurances, sensed the shift. And when the house finally fell into uneasy silence, Mary sat alone, cold dinner on the table, a shattered heart in her chest. Her mind raced. Was her whole marriage a lie? Had he ever loved her? And then the gut-wrenching thought, how do I tell the children? How do I face the world? But beneath the chaos of her pain was something surprising, a flicker of understanding. She knew James, the man who had been her partner, her confidant, her friend. And despite her agony, she saw his torment. 22 years of hiding himself from the world and from her. In the days that followed, anger came and went in waves, sometimes crashing, sometimes receding. Friends offered advice. Some said, throw him out. Others said, you have to forgive him. But none of them were her. None of them lived this life. One evening, over untouched tea, Mary said softly, you lied to me, James, but you also lied to yourself. And for that, I pity you as much as I hate for me. She swallowed hard, her voice steady but thick with emotion. You've taken away my husband, but you are still the father of my children. We have to find a way, not for us, but for them. James' shoulders trembled as he whispered, thank you for seeing me, even through your pain. So, what do you think, listeners? What would you do if your world shattered in a single sentence? Would you walk away or find a new path forward? Here's my take. Life will bring you storms, but it's how you sail through them that matters. Forgiveness doesn't erase the past, but it frees you from its chains. And sometimes, endings are also beginnings. You just can't see it through the tears. Share your thoughts in the comments. Would you forgive? Would you fight? Or would you walk away? And hey, if you enjoy this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more real-life experiences with real-life lessons on Podcast with Sheila. And remember, every Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. UK time, we host real-life guests who come on board to share their real experiences with us. So don't miss this lovely experience. Subscribe and be in the loop. Until next time, stay inspired, stay strong, and above all, stay true to you.